Hi, my name is Megan, and what is your name?
I'm Amy.
Hi, Amy. It's really nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm doing really good.
Are you doing good? Do you have any plans for the weekend or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to a concert tonight with my husband. So
that's really fun. Where are you guys going?
It's just in Reading to Cole Swindell.
Oh, cool.
The country singer.
Where do you live?
In Red Bluff.
Okay, great. So you kind of traveled a long way to come see me. That's excellent. So what are you interested in today to talk about?
Well, I went to the doctor and he said I have pre-hypertension, and I just think at my age that I shouldn't.
Yeah. So you got diagnosed with hypertension, and do you feel like it's a good idea for you to be here today, or is this something that your doctor kind of like recommended?
No, it's something that I wanted to do just because I really value like my life. I'm a mother, and
yeah. So what I hear you saying is you're a mom and you probably want to have a long, happy, healthy life, and hypertension probably isn't part of that, and you don't want it to be part of that.
Right.
Okay. So how did it make you feel when you got diagnosed with hypertension?
Well, I felt bad, a little bit like I should have been taking better care of myself.
Yeah.
But also a little surprised because I do eat a lot of like fruits and vegetables and whole grains, so it was like a little bit surprising.
Yeah. So it was probably pretty shocking for you to hear that you have hypertension when it feels like you have like a nice healthy diet.
Yeah, I thought maybe it could be like a weight thing or a stress thing or something.
Are you stressed out a lot?
Yeah, I live a pretty stressful life.
Do you? Okay. Well, that's something that we can talk about. So what are you hoping to like really get out of this appointment today? What would you like to walk away with?
Just maybe a way to help me improve my blood pressure that's not like too difficult or gonna just change everything I do.
Okay, so you have a stressful life, which is totally understandable. And do you work or go to school or anything like that?
I'm a full-time student.
Okay.
And I have to commute.
And you commute. Okay.
To go to school, so.
Okay, so got diagnosed with hypertension. Kind of shocking, but that's okay. We can definitely help that and get that fixed for you. You have kids and you have school and a stressful life, so that might be something that's kind of causing more hypertension. But I'm really looking forward to working with this with you. So we have about 30 minutes to talk. And I'm going to ask you like a few questions, probably actually a lot of questions, just about your lifestyle and like the things that you do, just so I can get a better like handle on just your life and we can get closer in that. And then we're going to determine what you'd like to accomplish and what you'd like to walk away from in more detail. And then we can talk about how you think you might be able to make that change in your life. And we can come up with steps and tools for you to use to get your hypertension under control. And then if you'd like, we could schedule another appointment and you can come back and we can see how you're doing. So how does that sound for you?
That sounds really good.
Does that sound good? Okay, great. So I'm going to ask you a few questions just about your life and things. So how do you like plan meals for you and your family?
Well, I'm at school a lot.
Okay.
So I do the majority of the grocery shopping, but several nights a week, my mother-in-law cooks dinner for the family because I am at school I don't get home till like 8 or 9 at night, so the kids have already eaten.
Okay.
So sometimes I will eat what she cooks, and then sometimes I just make my own food that I'd rather have.
Okay.
And then on the weekends, my husband and I usually cook together or take turns cooking.
Okay. That's really interesting. So that must be kind of like almost a harder situation for you to have like your mother-in-law cook and then you not exactly know what might be in whatever meal she's making. How does that make you feel?
Well, I really like it because she cooks good food.
Yeah, okay. Is it like kind of comfort food for you type of thing?
Yeah, a lot of the food she cooks not the healthiest. I usually try and like eat a salad before I eat dinner, or do different things, chop up vegetables, fresh vegetables, and eat them before, because I've struggled with my weight my whole life.
Okay.
And so I do know that I have to like watch what I eat, otherwise I'll gain a lot of weight.
Yeah. Okay. So you do know that you do have an issue with weight gain throughout your whole life, and it's great that you like vegetables. That's really great. That's like it's a good starting point for us. So what influences the food that you eat, do you think?
Well, it's mostly the fact that I used to be like 80 pounds heavier than I am. So that has a big impact on what I eat and what I don't eat, and also what I drink. Okay.
So it's probably really important for you to feel like you have control over what you're eating and drinking, because you know what might happen if you let that get out of control. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, but I also feel like I still don't eat as good as I could, or maybe even should. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because I do eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, like probably as much or more than the recommended servings, and whole grains, and I enjoy them, but I also enjoy foods that would be considered bad for you, like pizza or Starbucks, or
Okay. How often do you think that you let yourself indulge on those types of things?
It really depends on like the week. Like if I'm really busy and I haven't, planned, like went to the grocery store and planned stuff for my mother-in-law to cook, then I'll like give her money to like buy pizza or something for the kids, and then when I get home, instead of cooking myself something, I eat the pizza. Yeah. So maybe like one night a week for that. And then I usually eat lunch out at school one day a week.
Okay. So it sounds like you might have like a kind of like a pretty set schedule. You go grocery shopping for your mother-in-law, and then if you have to, you give her money to buy, dinner or whatever. So it sounds like you might be a little bit of a planner. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
With kids, you have to make sure you have like snacks and meals available for
all
them.
The time.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Do you feel like that might add like a lot of stress to your life?
No, I don't feel like that part's very stressful. It's just like part of living, Okay. But I do have a lot of other stressful aspects in my life. I just don't feel like that's one.
So you said that you eat out at school like once a week. What are those food choices when you're out and you don't get to like cook at home, or make like have food for your mother-in-law to cook that you like?
Well, when I'm at school and I'm eating just for myself, I usually get like pita pit, or like the turkey avocado one, or I'll get a sub sandwich from like on campus, or the Chinese food too.
Okay,
so it just depends.
Yeah, so you're still eating, you still feel like you're eating healthy with those choices, or how does that make you feel?
Well, some of them could be considered healthy, but I'll eat like the whole pita pit.
Okay, so the portion size is kind of hard.
And then I'm sure the Chinese food has a lot of sodium in it. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. But that's okay. I don't want you to think of food as like good or bad. And I feel like you have a really good sense of what healthy food is, and so that's great. That's really nice to hear. So you said that you used to be 80 pounds heavier than you are now. How has your weight been recently? Like, has it been consistent, or do you feel like it's been fluctuating?
I feel like I've put on weight lately.
Okay.
When I went to Shasta College, I could go full-time and only go 2 days a week. So there was a lot of extra time to exercise and take care of myself.
Okay.
And now that I'm here, it's like 4 or 5 days a week, depending on the semester, and then also all the hours of drive time.
Okay, so that commute that you have makes it really difficult, and then just being, community college versus, a university is adding a lot of stress, and so you find that you've maybe gained some weight since then. How do you feel about that?
I'm actually pretty okay with with my weight, you know, like I am bigger than a lot of people, especially in my major, but it doesn't really like bother. It's just maybe like, for one thing, the hypertension, and then another, I've noticed like my energy level isn't what it was when I weighed less.
Okay.
So that does bother me.
So you're interested maybe in increasing your energy, and that could probably help you a lot with, you know, playing with your children and all that stuff. But it sounds like you're confident with the person that you are, which is really great to hear. That's a great way to be, so that's awesome. So you said that you like to exercise, or you used to be able to when you'd go to Shasta College and you only had, you know, 2 classes a day. What was that like for you?
I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah.
You loved the exercise?
I loved it. It made me just feel like stronger. I had more energy, more confidence.
Okay.
Yeah.
More confidence, and that's something that I could see in your face that you kind of like lit up when you're talking about that. So that's something that's probably more important to you, is having, you know, that confidence and being able to work out.
Yeah, it just made me feel really good.
Yeah. That's great. So it sounds like you are pretty motivated to get your blood pressure under control, and you have a lot of good tools already. I can see it in you, so that's going to be really helpful for us. I'm curious as to what like a normal day of eating looks like. Like what kind of foods do you feel like you gravitate to when you're stressed, and then how often do you eat? Just stuff like that.
Okay, so my food patterns are like pretty varied because I'm busy.
Yes.
And I guess the one thing that's always constant is I wake up and I have coffee every day.
Okay, coffee.
So that's always there. And then I would say breakfast time, it just really depends. Sometimes before I go to school, I'll have like oatmeal or something, but sometimes I don't have time, so I'll take like a banana and eat it on the drive.
Oh, okay.
And then I always pack like baggies of fruits and vegetables. So like one baggie will have maybe like strawberries and blueberries in it, and another will be like carrots and cherry tomatoes or something like that.
Okay.
And I munch on those like throughout the day in between classes or whatever.
Okay.
And then if I have a break, a lot of times I'll take like the bagged salads that you get that are like that you mix, and I mix them up at home in a bowl, and then I just put them on a whole wheat tortilla, roll it on up, throw it in my bag, and like that'll be my lunch.
That's great. That's a great lunch, and then you get home, and usually
that's when I like eat a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense, because it's at the end of the day, and you know you're stressed and you're busy, and it's probably, is it comforting for you to be able to eat at that time?
And it's like a lot of times like mashed potatoes and pork chops, and, you know, really good food. So then that's when
Do you usually like have wine or like chocolate or anything like that?
Some nights I have like wine or a beer or something, but it's after like the kids go to bed and like when I'm trying to like wind down, you
just relax. That's kind of helpful for that.
And then like if we go to like a barbecue or something, then I will drink beer
and whatever it might be. Okay. Well, thank you so much for answering these questions. I feel like I'm getting to know you a lot better, which is great. So as far as lowering your blood pressure, that sounds like that's something that is really important to you, and that's why you've come to see me. You have kids and a stressful, busy life, which is totally understandable, and that's not something that is going to hinder lowering your blood pressure. I don't want you to have to feel like you're not going to be able to do it, because there are so many things that we can do to help you with this. And so are you interested in looking at some, you know, tips and some things that have worked for my other clients?
Yeah.
Okay. So I have this sheet here, and it's just some tips for lowering blood pressure. We don't have to do all of these, absolutely not. If you just want to pick one that we could focus on, and we can come up with a plan of how you're going to do that. Whichever one seems like would work best for you. Just take a minute to look over that and kind of read them.
Okay. Well, I feel like I already eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Yes, so, it sounds like you do.
I don't really think that would have an impact.
Okay.
And then the shakes of the salt shaker might be difficult because my mother-in-law's cooking my dinners a lot.
I was thinking about that.
I guess I could try and talk to her about it, but I think maybe this one might be the best if I could figure out a way, because I am so inactive now that I'm at Chico State.
So you want to increase your activity.
And I'm also stressed.
Yes.
So this one seems to like really talk to me.
Worked with you. Okay, that's great. That's perfect. So we are going to work on physical activity and exercise because that's something that you that you like. So what is important to you about making this change? What does it mean to you to add exercise into your life?
Well, on top of, according to the sheet, maybe helping me to lower my blood pressure, I just remember the feeling I felt when I exercised more, and it felt really good. That I think would be a big motivator for me.
Yeah, just having that feeling of energy and that confidence that you were talking about earlier is going to be something that really like helps you make this change. That's great. How would your life be different after this change? Or during and after this change?
Well, I think during it might be hard trying to figure out when I'm going to fit the exercise in.
Okay.
But I think if I could figure that out and do it, I think I would feel just a lot better about myself. Yeah.
How do you think that might affect like your interactions with like your family and even friends or school?
Well, I don't feel like it would affect. Well, I guess it could affect the interactions with my family because I'm so busy and I don't get to see my kids a lot. It's going to take even more time away from them.
Okay, so that might be
to exercise.
So that might be something that you might be worried about kind of down the road.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's going to make you probably really happy and like we said, give you that energy. What concerns do you have about what you're doing now that you're just you don't have the time to exercise?
Yeah, I usually get up in the morning and like get showered and get the kids ready for school.
Okay.
And then come back home, finish up any assignments I have, and then I have to drive to Chico. And then I do my classes. And then I drive back home. That's another hour of driving. And then I get in the door and the kids are like wanting my attention and, and then my husband's wanting attention and I'm exhausted. And then I still might have a little bit of homework or something to do. And then it's like time for bed.
Yeah. So it seems like we said, you're really busy and we're going to have to find really like specific times to fit this change into your life. Is that what I'm hearing you kind of say? Just because you have so much stuff going on, and that drive, it must be hard to drive an hour home every night, and by the time you get home, you're probably tired. Yeah. So how would making this change make your life better, do you think? Besides lowering your blood pressure, because we know that's the goal, but what else do you think might change?
Well, I just feel like I would have more energy once I figured out how to fit it in. I just remember like when I was exercising all the time, I was about like 35 pounds lighter than I am right now. And while the weight so much doesn't bother me, just the way I felt. Like it was easier to play with my kids. It was easier to just do everything,
Yeah, because you felt like you were more physically active, having that extra energy. So you're comfortable and confident in the weight that you're at right now, which is great. But we just want to get the blood pressure lowered. And we can absolutely do that. So how do you think you'll make this change? Like, what's something you think that you could do to make this change?
Well, maybe like a couple of days a week. I know I do have like a little break in between classes where I have nothing going on.
Okay.
And normally I like relax and like play on my phone or like go to lunch with a friend or something.
Okay.
So maybe some of those times that I don't, like would normally be doing that, maybe I could like just go for a walk or something.
Okay. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a really good idea. How long are those times that you have your little breaks?
2 days a week I have like about an hour.
Okay.
And then 1 day a week I have like 3 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a pretty good amount of time that we could add some type of activity into your day. Would you be interested in hearing some things that have worked with my other clients?
Yeah.
So something that is really helpful for them was getting it in your day planner. So you have these times, slotted out. And maybe if you actually physically wrote it down, it'd be like doing homework. Like, when you an assignment's due, you write it in your calendar. Well, maybe you could write, 30 minutes of, like, walking today, or something like that. And that can be, like, a cue to remind you to do that. Would that be something that might work with you?
Yeah.
Because from previously, you said that, well, we agreed that you kind of like to plan, and that's a huge part of your life. So you think that's something you could do?
Yeah, definitely.
In a planner?
Yeah.
Great. Do you have any more ideas about adding exercise and trying to reduce stress in your life? Anything that you think would work well for you?
Well, I was thinking maybe if I could find something that I could do, like, with the kids. Like I said, I come home and they want my attention. Well, maybe if there was a way to give them my attention and exercise, that it would make me more apt to do it.
Okay, so maybe incorporating exercise into playing with your kids.
Yeah.
Could I share some ideas with you that I've worked with my other clients about that?
Yeah.
Because I know I've worked with a lot of busy parents, and that's something really, really helpful is to be able to go outside with your kids. Do you have boys, girls?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys. What are their ages?
4 and 11.
Oh, wow. Okay. So they are probably really active. They probably keep you going. Do they like to play any sports?
My oldest son has played 5 years of football.
Okay.
And then he played baseball up until this last year. He kind of gave that up.
Oh, okay.
He's really, really into football.
Okay. And I'm assuming that since you have 2 boys and a husband, you probably like football a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think that maybe an activity you could do is like going outside and like throwing the football around with him, or maybe he could like take his bike and you could walk and you guys could go around the neighborhood and just kind of hang out? Do you think that's something you might be able to do?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Do you think it's something you might like?
Yes.
So you'd like that attention from mom, and maybe you can even get your husband out with you guys and make it like a whole family event, and it might not even feel like exercising to you because you're out with your family having fun. What else would you like to know about incorporating physical activity into your daily life? Do you have any questions for me?
Maybe like what is an appropriate amount?
Okay, that's a great question. So I think an appropriate amount, since you are very busy and you have exercised before, I think we could maybe, how do you feel about 30 minutes a day? Not a day, 30 minutes, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week? Because I know that you are busy, but incorporating exercise and physical activity would be, helpful for your stressful life and the hypertension and everything. Do you think that's something that you can manage?
Yeah, I definitely think I do. Do you think that would be enough to like help have an impact on?
I think so. I think that the best way to get this into your routine is to start slow and make small steps. How many days a week do you think that you could exercise? 30 minutes or 30 to 60 minutes is usually about the norm. How many days a week do you think you could do that?
Well, I would say like when I'm at school, and this semester I only go to school 4 days a week, so I would say 2 days out of those 4, and then the other days I could definitely do it on the weekends, like with the kids or my husband.
Okay. What kind of activities are you interested in doing for exercise?
Well, mostly like I do like walking.
Okay.
Or playing with my kids like on the trampoline or something like that.
Oh, that's fun.
We have like a nice river trail where I live, so I mostly do that. When I was working out before, I had a gym membership.
Oh, okay.
And I really liked that. I did spin class and yoga and all kinds of different things, but I just don't really feel like I have the time to pay for the membership.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Are there any like alternatives to like a gym membership? Like, does Chico State have like a gym that you could use that's part of
They
financial aid or something like that?
You can use it, and it's free.
Okay.
I just have never went in there just because I'm never when I went to the gym at home, I would go to the gym and then I would come home and shower and all, so it's kind of a lot that would have to go into bringing extra clothes, showering, re-putting on makeup, so I've never used it.
Okay, is that not something that you'd be interested in trying?
I don't think so.
Okay, that's
just
definitely okay. I want to get a feel of what's going to work best for you, and if going to the Chico State gym isn't going to work, then that's definitely okay. Can I offer a few more tips that might be helpful? So maybe when you take your kids out to the backyard or something and put on some really fun music. That can get enjoying your movement and stuff like that, and it can evoke dancing basically is what I'm trying to get at, and that could be something that could help you exercise and make it more fun, is to do that. And then, have you ever gardened before?
Yeah, actually I have.
Have you?
Yeah.
Because that's something that is a good activity to do outside, because you're up and down pulling weeds and moving dirt and stuff. Do you think that might be something that you could do?
Definitely. My kids love it. They love it when we plant a garden. We've actually had some big ones. We don't have one this year, but we had some really pretty extensive gardens in our backyard.
That's really
all
cool.
kinds of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah. Did you guys use the fruits and veggies at home to cook with?
Yeah.
Your mother-in-law was able to find some recipes with those things?
Well, a lot of them I got to use on my own because by the time it's time to pick them, I'm out of school for summer.
So yeah. Well, maybe because school's ending soon, right? Maybe you could plant a garden with your kids and get out in the garden with them over the summer, and you could do that. Do you think that'd be something that you'd want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. So to kind of summarize, because we've been talking a lot. I think what it sounds like you're interested in doing is working out 30 minutes. I'm sorry, how many times a day did you say that you might be able to do that?
I would think 2 times during the school week.
Okay.
And then maybe 2 times on the weekend.
Okay. So 2 times school week. That's a really good amount. When do you plan on doing it during the week when you're in school?
On my breaks that I mentioned I had.
Okay.
So probably once on Monday and then either Tuesday or Thursday on those breaks I have.
Okay. So Tuesday, Thursday during the break, 30 minutes of what activity do you think you might do?
That would be walking, definitely.
Walking?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And then over the weekend, what do you plan on doing?
Well, Fridays I'm out of school this semester, and so my older son's at school, so it's me and my 4-year-old, just the 2 of us. My husband's at work.
Oh, okay.
So I could take him for a bike ride or jump on the trampoline with him because he loves when I get on there with him.
Oh, that's so fun. Okay, so over the weekend, just spending time with kids, going for walks. And do you have a bike that you could ride?
I do not have a bike. I wanted to get one, but my youngest one is still at the age where when we're out at the trail, he'll stop his bike and need me to help get him push started and stuff.
Yeah.
So we probably have maybe another 6 more months before he can totally ride independently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe down the road we could get you a bike or something, but for now you just want to walk with your son, which is great. We have a plan that you're going to work out or do exercise twice a week during the school week and then twice on the weekends. Is that correct? And it's going to be about 30 to 60 minutes each time.
Yeah.
How do you think that's going to make you feel? What do you expect to see?
Well, I'm hoping it will just give me more energy and then maybe motivate me even further to want to find other ways to fit activity in. Because like I said, I just remember how I felt when I was working out all the time. And I was working out 15 hours a week at the gym.
Wow.
But my schedule was just so free then,
Yeah.
So I know that's not realistic, but just to slowly increase it, I would really
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes. And that is, I think our plan would definitely help you to increase that physical activity and get you to a point where you're feeling less stressed and you have that energy that you've seemed like you're craving. So what do you think would be useful for you, like internally, to like recognize how these changes are like affecting you? Like how do you plan on like scaling that or like judging it?
I think like really just like stopping and thinking about like how I am feeling, and also like I know definitely like on the weekends when we can all go as a family when my husband's off work and I'm out of school, and like take them to do something fun, just like feeling happy with my family.
Yeah.
I think that will really like make me feel like, successful.
Yeah.
And know that this is a positive change.
Yeah, that's great. So feeling of success and just being happy are ways that you're going to be able to see how this is working for you. Do you think that your family is affected by your stress or your busyness at all?
Well, I know they're probably affected by the fact that I'm not there a lot. But the stress part, I feel like a lot is just because I am a student and have a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
So I have a lot on my plate. So I don't really feel like it affects them. I kind of feel like maybe they're the cause of something.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. Not like I don't, Yeah. It's just part of life.
Yeah, so maybe like our plan is to incorporate them into this exercise will help all of you kind of have that time together that seems to be so important for you that might be lacking a tiny bit just because you are so busy. So do you think there might be any barriers to this change? Anything that might be kind of hard for you to accomplish or do? Because four times a week is a lot. I'm really proud of you for setting such a high goal. That's great. But do you think there's anything that might hinder that?
The weekend ones, I really don't think so, just because we always are doing things as a family. So this would just be another activity that we're doing. But during the week, it might just be me like being lazy and being like, I just want to relax and play on my phone. Or, just zone out for a little bit and take a break. So I'm just gonna have to really find a way to make myself do it.
Find a way to make yourself do it. Because there is that chance that you might be, you get out of class and you really just want to go sit down, enjoy a snack and be on your phone. So what do you think you're going to tell yourself in that moment when you're like, I could be on my phone right now, or I could go take a 30-minute walk? Like, what is something that you could say internally to motivate you to go on that walk?
Maybe that it's important for my family, my health, and maybe even like a reminder on my phone. That is like you need to do this.
You need to go do.
That it's not just about me, but it's about my family. I want to be healthy for my kids and set a good example for them.
So you feel like being healthy is really important and a good influence on them. How do you think that once they see mom, getting out and exercising and having so much energy, how do you think that might make them feel?
Maybe happy, because I'll be playing with them more than I am now, because I'll have more energy, hopefully. So it sounds like this change is not only going to affect your blood pressure and your stress level, but it seems like it might affect every aspect of your life. Am I hearing you kind of right on that? It might.
Yeah. How does that make you feel?
If I can stick with a change, really good. Positive changes are great.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to share with me while we're here? Anything that might be worrying you, or any questions that you might have that might come up that you're worried about?
I don't think so.
Let's relay the goals that we've made during this appointment, just so we have just the full grasp of everything that's going on. So have high blood pressure, and that's something that we want to get under control. You are a student, so you're very busy. You live an hour away from school, and you have children and a husband, so you have a very busy life. But you seem really motivated to make a change by adding 4 times a week, which is great, of 30 minutes or 30 to 60 minutes of exercise. And while you're at school, you're just going to be going on a walk, which is perfect. And then on the weekends, it's going to be, playing with your kids and getting outside with them, and maybe even your husband too. And you are extremely confident, which is great. It seems like you're happy with how you are, and just making this small change is going to affect a lot of things in your life, which is great. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel on making this change?
I think maybe like a 9.
Okay, wow, that's really great. Why do you feel that way?
Because it seems doable. It's not like something so, like, you're not telling me I have to go to the gym 6 days a week, or, it's something that I can just fit right into my schedule and into my life. Yeah, so it's something you think that you can fit into your life, and it's not going to be too much or anything like that. Definitely. That's great. Why not a 10? Because there's always a chance. Exactly. Of it not working out. Yeah. That's very true. So is there anything else that you would like to go over while we're here, while I've got a little extra time with you? I think I'm pretty good. Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much for meeting with me. I've had a really good time getting to know you, and would you like to set up an appointment for, let's see, how long do you want to try this change? I think maybe a couple of weeks. Good start, yeah. Okay, yeah, I think that's perfect. I think that's great. So we can schedule you an appointment for a couple of weeks, and we can see how you're doing then. Does that sound good? That sounds really good. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Amie, for meeting with me. Thank you.